Did you hear about this brawl between Congressman Mike Lawler and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, both, of course, from New York? Happened yesterday on Capitol Hill, and it was pretty amusing. So let me set the stage. So Jeffries had just finished a news conference at the nation's capital, telling people he wants to have a compromise on Obamacare subsidies, which is closing down the government because the Republicans and the Democrats can't decide on how much money to spend on health care, and that has been a very bitter divide. The problem with Mr. Jeffries is that he wants to give Obamacare subsidies to foreign nationals. Not all of them, but the Republicans are going, no way. American taxpayers aren't going to pay for the health care of people not born in the USA. It's not going to happen. So Lawler is a conservative, represents the lower Hudson Valley, Rockland, Putnam, a little bit in Dutchess and Westchester counties. He walks up to Jeffries, and here's what happened. Go.
Why did you vote to shut it down?
Let me ask you a question.
For years, you always lectured about how we need to keep the government open.
You're making a show of this to
no,
make
it's
yourself
sad.
relevant.
It's sad. You could easily sign on to this.
You're embarrassing yourself right now.
You could sign on to this. The only embarrassment here is you.
You're an embarrassment.
You could sign on to the bill.
Let me ask you a question.
You have 4 Democrats on here. Why won't you sign on to it?
Let me ask you a question.
It's a clean extension for 1 year.
You voted for the one big ugly bill, correct?
I voted for a tax cut bill that gave the largest tax cut to Americans in history, including, by the way, the average New Yorker getting a $4,000 tax cut. Are you against that?
You're embarrassing yourself right now.
Do you want to cut the standard deduction in half? Is that what you wanted to do?
The largest cut to Medicaid in
No, we
American
rooted
history.
out
You voted
waste,
for that.
fraud, and abuse, by the way.
You voted
Tom DiNapoli, the
for a
Democratic
permanent-
controller of New York,
Let me ask you a question.
pointed out that $1.2 billion were wasted.
Listen.
All right, so they're back and forth all over the place, and they're never going to agree on anything because these kinds of situations are all partisan. Democratic Party wants to raise taxes, to give entitlements. Healthcare is under that, to people. The Republican Party is a self-reliance party that does not want massive government spending, certainly does not want to expand the Medicaid and Medicare rolls, which are now leading to the $37 trillion debt the nation has. So you're never going to get agreement, but you can get a compromise, and a compromise should be, look, we'll open up the government, then we'll discuss specifics about how to dole this money out on health care. And if we don't come to an agreement, then the next time around, we'll shut the government down again, I guess, because they're never really going to agree. Homeowners, when is the last time you checked on your home title? If your answer is never, then this is for you. Scammers are stealing titles, and your equity is a target. Criminals forge your signature. Just like that, your home title can be transferred out of your name. That's why I partnered up with Home Title Lock, so you can find out today if you're already a victim. Please use my promo code BILL at HometitleLock.com, and you'll get a free title history report. Plus, you will get a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of your title, urgent alerts of any changes, and if fraud does happen, they'll spend up to $1 million to fix it. That's HometitleLock.com, promo code BILL. Now, I come down on the side of you got to stop the massive spending. I would raise the age of retirement to 67, and depending on your situation, I wouldn't. It's not 100% across the board, but I would push back Social Security payments and Medicare payments, but you'd get more as you get older because you'd be paying in and things like that. But we're going to have to do something. We can't afford it. And when I say we, it's the United States of America. $37 trillion. and you can't ever pay it back. We're paying more than $1 trillion of interest a year to people who buy U.S. savings bonds and our investments. And you got to look at the data and how long can we go with this before the American economy collapses because the U.S. dollar is not going to be trusted any longer. People are going to dump it. Most people in the world, they deal with U.S. dollars. I don't know whether you guys know that or not. Who wants a Russian ruble? Nobody. Who wants a Chinese currency? Nobody. Because those currencies are unstable. So it's either the euro or the dollar. And most people go, the euro, I don't know. So they go for the dollar. And that could change. And if that changes, boy, are we in trouble. So fiscal responsibility, and that's what this is all about. Anyway, Lawler versus Jeffries, very partisan.